Just on October 7, if New South Wales Police fail to block pro-Palestinian protests in Sydney, how should police respond? Should they go out and arrest people who turn up?
Well, again, I'd really pay credit to the New South Wales Premier, who I think has shown leadership in relation to this particular issue, and I think that's recognised in the Jewish community as well. I hope that Victoria can follow suit with the New South Wales Police application to the court to stop what would be a grotesque gathering to celebrate the death, the slaughter of 1,200 people in Israel. That is not an anniversary that should be celebrated, and people shouldn't be triumphant. People shouldn't be celebrating the life of a terrorist in Nasrallah otherwise. So I think there needs to be an understanding of the Australian values and our way of life. We don't discriminate against anyone. Hate is not a part of our society. But to see people standing up, celebrating a terrorist who has been responsible for thousands of deaths, and to see preparations in place to celebrate the anniversary of 1,200 people being slaughtered, including pregnant women, some of whom are still held in a tunnel network in Gaza, it has no place in our society. And the government should be doing, at a state and federal level, the government should be doing everything they can to stop these protests from taking place.
Mr Dutton, has the government offered for security agencies to give you a briefing on the latest developments in the Middle East and at home? And when was the last briefing that you had?
Well, I've had a briefing with the Director General of National Security only a couple of weeks ago when we were in Canberra, and we had a broader discussion, obviously, around the Middle East as well as on other topics. I've asked my office to arrange for briefings from the Director General of ASIO and Defence if the government deems it appropriate, and also the head of ACIS as well. So I'm very happy to take any briefings the government offers. I had a conversation with the Prime Minister on the weekend, and I was sent a piece of intelligence in relation to, which is at a fairly high level, but nonetheless I appreciated that update as well.
And I know you can't elaborate on what those briefings contain, but what's your situation on the situation here in Australia given this escalation in the Middle East?
Well, the government has to show strong leadership here, because if people don't know boundaries, if we're going to continue to see the sort of anti-Semitic conduct that we've seen in our communities, then there is going to be an escalation here domestically as well. People can go to a mosque. We encourage people to practice their religious beliefs freely in our country. It doesn't matter what religion people practice, but going to a mosque or going to a gathering in a public area to celebrate the life of somebody who was responsible for a terrorist organisation, somebody who had provided leadership to death squads and to the slaughter of women and children, that has no place in our community. And the Prime Minister should be making that very clear. But the Prime Minister talks a lot, he says a lot, but he never does anything. And this is the latest example. And he needs to step up and needs to provide support to our police and security agencies to make sure that we can have peace and security in our own country.